GC here, and we're back with a movie review. Me and Earl and a Dying Girl. Directed by Alonso Gomez Rejon, is written by Jesse Andrews, based on Andrews' 2012 debut novel of the same name. And this movie has Thomas Mann, Olivia Cooke, Ronald Siler II, John Bernthal, and Nick Offerman, and everyone else. Check down below. So what's this film about? Well, it's about Greg, a awkward Pittsburgh high school student who is in grade 12, who befriends a classmate by the name of Rachel, who recently was diagnosed with leukemia. And Greg and Earl, his best friend, they make low-budget films in their spare time, and together they tried to make something for Rachel. And now Earl's in the mix, so how does cancer affect everyone around Rachel? And that's basically the entire film. So what did I think? Well, first off, Mad Max is amazing, and having such a huge blockbuster and going down to some indie sort of film, I was like, oh no, would I not enjoy it as much? Because it's like, you know, just I seen greatness and here. But definitely, it proved me wrong. I'm so glad. This movie was just great. The cinematography, the pacing, the cast, the tone was just awesome. If you have seen my reviews, I mentioned a lot of the times where I hate it when a dialogue scene is just filmed straight up, where a character's head's here and then change. So Hollywood hate dialogue. Here, they did it well. So well, to the point where I will always use this movie as an example to show what I want from dialogue. The camera angles, the usage of the shots, and like their depth, and the character growth, and the context scenes, just awesome. Like there's a scene where they first meet, where Greg and Rachel first meet, and Rachel's on the top of the stairs and the camera's just looking up and it's so distant, and then Greg's on the bottom of the stairs and looks down and it's distant, and it's just, there's a payoff too. It's just crazy how they use this shot in the beginning of the movie, and it delivers in a sense where in the end they reuse the shot and it's like, wow. Like that change of tone where that shot was used again was just great. And also there's one scene where it's the three of them just talking, two of them always in the shot, and then they'll switch around, and then it's always two-person in a shot, and then when something crazy happens, it's just Greg, and then it's like this like clash of ideas or whatever. And also in the middle of the movie, the tone changes from a comedy to a much more down-to-earth drama, and that super long shot was just great. And I seriously swear it all goes to the cast and the writers to build up the characters to the point where audience is committed enough to go like, okay, the comedy is slowly dying down, the drama's building, and I care enough about these characters that I don't need these laughs to continue to be intrigued by the story. And it's just wow, this is really great filming. Like this director has a great eye, and it was just really great fun to watch, because you would always wonder how he's gonna make the next shot. Like definitely current day audiences don't really look for these things, but this movie makes it really easy for you to go in that groove. So I definitely recommend this movie. I mean, I swear, if you don't care about the cast, you don't care about the plot, but just for cinematography itself, it's definitely worth a watch. And yeah, this movie was great. So now the cast, I really enjoyed the three main leads, Thomas, Olivia, and Ronald. They did a really great job. The chemistry is just great. The whole build-up throughout the entire story, where the two guys are really buddy-buddy and they get to know this Rachel girl, and then they really grow close to each other, and it's like, how does this cancer affect them? John Bernthal and Nick Offerman was just great as well. They showed up more than I thought they would when the movie first began. I thought they would be just like a sort of there, but not really character, but they really had some really intriguing ideas, and it was just great. When they showed up, it mattered, and it wasn't just like a stupid, cheap laugh or whatever, but they're like growing the character, pushing forward the plot. So definitely this film was an overall great experience. I definitely was always catching myself like, oh, how is he gonna make the shot more interesting? How is he gonna shoot this? And always like, oh, whoa, he did that. Like I did that a lot throughout the film when I was watching it in theaters. And yeah, so this movie, just great. Like I look up the director's past stuff. He did this like campy horror sequel, so I definitely say this is a legit directorial debut. I mean, this guy has the chops. He was a second director on Babel and Argo, and he worked on Glee, and he worked on American Horror Story, so he knows what he's doing, and it's just really great to see the completed product of this movie. It was just really fun to watch. So definitely check it out. I mean, to compare it, this movie is very similar to Fault in Our Stars, but I would say this one is better. I haven't read the book, so I can't compare the books. I enjoyed the book version of Fault in Our Stars much better than the movie version, because I felt the movie was just missing a lot from the book. And I guess here, it's like, I don't know the book, so this was really fresh to me. I wonder if I read the book, would I not enjoy this movie as much? But then again, if you don't care about the plot, or if you do care about the plot and you don't like the plot, just watch it for the cinematography and you'll learn so much, where it's like, there's so much stuff to play around with the cameras and stuff, and just lining up people for dialogue scenes, and it's just great. I swear, I really want to do this thing where Tony from Every Frame of Painting told people to like watch a movie without the sound and see if you can still get what's going on. Like, does the acting and the camera angles, the cinematography, like tell the story, or is it all dialogue? Because nowadays it's mostly like dialogue and narrative that drives the movie, and it's just really sad. Because I mean, like it just sucks. Because I mean, it builds another level. It goes deeper, and you really know these characters more, and you really see where they're coming from, and the camera speaks for them, where they don't have to say anything. I did review on Focus, and they had 3 dialogue scenes with 3 different styles of like editing and shots, and that didn't do anything for me because it didn't build toward their characters, did not build the scene, there was no context. But here, every way that it was shot build it towards something, and it was just great. Now I'm going to rave about it a lot because this movie is awesome and totally recommend this. So yeah, watch it, watch it, watch it. It is a great watch. Just watch it for cinematography and it'll be definitely worth your while. So that's it for this review. So if you have seen this, leave a comment down below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And that is all for this movie review of Me and Earl and a Dying Girl. Out.